You'll never feel 100% ready. The starting point is not when you've perfected your ideas, it's when you're brave enough to speak them. So my encouragement for you today is this. Your voice matters, your perspective matters, and if you've been waiting for permission to share it, consider this your sign.
What if I were to tell you that the life you wanted, the one you've worked toward, was on the other side of finding your voice? Would you speak up? Would you show up? Would you share your ideas? I bet you'd be like me. You'd bite your tongue and you'd silence the voice. Can you relate? If so, this podcast is for you. Here we know that confidence is on the other side of clarity. Hi, I'm Jamie Maglietta, a television news veteran and content creator. And this podcast is meant to help you level up with confidence. I've seen what happens when people finally find their voice. On this show, you'll hear from top on-camera personalities and public speakers, leaders, and influencers. They will help you command opportunities waiting for you to powerfully use your voice. This is Unknown to Known. It's time to show up, be seen, and own your voice. Let's get you on cam ready. This is Unknown to Known, an on-cam ready presentation. I'm Jamie Maglietta. Today we're going into the green room with Victoria Churchill. The reason I played that open is because that open really sets the stage to what Victoria wants to share with you today. Her green room pep talk is about embracing your voice. On cam ready in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, I'm Victoria Churchill, and I want to talk to you today about something I think we all wrestle with. Finding your own voice, embracing it, and knowing when it's time to finally start sharing your thoughts. For years, I was behind the scenes as a journalist, reporting stories, covering facts, and amplifying other people's voices. And while that work mattered, there came a point where I realized if I don't share my own perspective, I'm holding back the one thing that only I can give, and that's my own voice. Maybe you're in that same place. You have something to say, but you wonder, am I ready? Will people listen? Do I know enough? Let me tell you this. You'll never feel 100% ready. The starting point is not when you've perfected your ideas, it's when you're brave enough to speak them. Here are 3 things that have helped me lean into my voice. First, anchor yourself in truth. Journalism taught me this. Facts matter, and they're stronger when they're built on solid ground. If you want to stand up online, back up your ideas with research, evidence, and clarity. That's your voice, and that's what gives it staying power. Second, be authentic. People don't connect with polished perfection. They connect with real people. Even if your voice shakes, even if you're still figuring it out, vulnerability isn't weakness. It's where trust is built. And third, don't wait for the perfect time, because that perfect time is now. Your voice won't grow stronger by staying silent. It grows by being used, shared, and tested in tough conversations. Facts matter, but facts are what helps you frame your perspective. So my encouragement for you today is this. Your voice matters, your perspective matters, and if you've been waiting for permission to share it, consider this your sign. Start posting, start speaking, start writing. You'll be amazed at how much power there is in simply showing up. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else's ideas. It needs your authentic voice, your passions, and your truth. So take the leap and begin right now, because the moment you do, you'll not only stand stronger online, you'll help others feel brave enough to use their voice too.
Thanks so much, Victoria. And if you want to connect with her, be sure to grab the link in the description to her website or find her on the Daily Mail where she does her reporting. You can also connect with her on Instagram. And if you missed our conversation on Unknown to Known, here's a clip.
I guess it was actually a little bit backwards because I had been in commentary spaces really even since I was in college. And one other element that really makes me a good and a unique reporter is that I've actually worked in politics, and I've worked particularly in grassroots and on campaigns. And so I think kind of above all, I'll talk in media spaces and I'll talk in political spaces, but I think really overall my expertise is grassroots politics. It's and again, because I've done it, and now I'm also reporting on it. And so I think for me, really leveraging that, because I think a lot of people, they might have grown up in, I don't know, New York, and then they went to college in Pennsylvania, and now they live in DC. And so their worldview is pretty small. They haven't traveled. I grew up on the West Coast and I lived in the Midwest. I went to college at the University of Kansas, and then I lived in Iowa for a couple of years as well as a campaign staffer. So, I think a lot of people really have a narrow-minded, like, especially a lot of reporters in DC, they don't really have, I think, that grassroots expertise that really knows how to talk to a large swath of the population, which I think I bring to the table. And so, that's what we were talking about just now with the headlines. I think so much of, DC, New York, they revolve around these headlines and they don't really know what a lot of those mean to the average voter, the average person. And, again, I think that's one of my distinguishing characteristics is that I know how to do that because I've gone door to door. I've had conversations with voters and, they'll be like, I'm door knocking for this congressional candidate and they'll be like, can you fix my potholes? And I'm like, well, that's not really what Congress does, but have you heard about XYZ? Or, do you care about this issue? Or what's your thoughts on this? And those are really eye-opening conversations, and I've had thousands of them over the years, before I became a reporter. And I don't wanna say filter, but really making those connections and being kind of that bridge is where I thought my expertise could be. And so I'll comment on other global issues now, but my bread and butter, at least the way that I view it, is really politics and especially electoral politics.
Thanks so much to Victoria. Again, you can connect with her using the links in my description. And be sure to check out that episode of Unknown to Known. You can watch us on YouTube or listen on your podcasting platforms of choice. I hope you'll follow us or subscribe to us there and leave a review. Let us know what you're thinking. And if this is resonating with you or you think it might be useful for a friend, be sure to share it. Next up, we have a conversation with YouTuber Lena Taylor.